Hey guys! Today I'm just going to be opening up and talking about the struggles that I go through in my life. Not gonna lie, I filmed this video 4 times in the past 2 years. The reason why I didn't post those is because, well, honestly, it's just hard to open up about these things. And honestly, I wasn't at a time in my life where I was ready to share it. I remember the first time I filmed this video, I was like crying, and I didn't want to be like that person, like crying in their YouTube videos. They felt bad for not knowing. So anyways, I think I'm ready now to open up about everything that I go through, my struggles, in hopes that it might help some of you guys. So let's start from the beginning. When I was younger, I worried a lot. It started to get really bad when I was around 8 years old. I was having intrusive thoughts and a bunch of like, what if this, what if that? It got to a point where I was scared to leave my house. I wouldn't leave my house. I wouldn't go to the grocery store, my grandparents' house. I wouldn't literally go anywhere. It sucked because I wanted to stay. I just couldn't. I don't know why. I would just freak out, have a panic attack, and cry. I felt scared. I didn't want to go to gymnastics. I wanted to quit. I would make my parents come to practice and watch me the whole time, and if I couldn't see them, I would have a panic attack. My parents said, Mia, if you want to quit gymnastics, you have to go back to school. They told me I can't just sit around at home all day and not have any interactions with people. I can't, it's not healthy. And I didn't want to go to school because I didn't want to go anywhere. But I also didn't want to stay in gymnastics. Not because I didn't like gymnastics, but because my anxiety and worries were taking over my life. So I went to shadow at a school. So we walked into the school, and then I had a full-blown panic attack. I started crying. My dad was like, what's wrong? And he had to pull me aside, and I said, Dad, I can't do it. Oh my God, I remember this so vividly. Ugh. So I told my dad, fine, I'll stay and do gymnastics. I don't want to go back to school, because that was even scarier than gymnastics because it was a new environment. But anyway, my parents did not know what was going on with me. I would literally cry all day, every day. I wouldn't leave the house, and I was depressed. There was like 2 people talking to me in my mind. There was like me, and there was like another person like telling me like, you have to do this or else this will happen. So I would like have to like rub my elbow 5 times and then tap my head 3 times and then like shake my hands this many times or else this will happen. Another example, I would have to count the telephone poles when I was driving by them. I would have to count every single one, and if I missed one, I'd have to start over or else this will happen. And it came in my gymnastics life. Like if I had to do like so many routines in a row and I messed up one, I would have to restart or else this will happen, and I'd be there all day. And my parents had no idea what was going on. They had no idea why I was crying. So they brought me to a psychiatrist, and I opened up to him and told him everything I was going through. He was asking me questions like, why am I scared to leave the house? What are my thoughts? And this was my first time opening up to someone. My parents were in the room, which made me feel better. My parents didn't know about this stuff, and I was telling this random guy that I just met, my parents, and I was telling that I don't know why this is whatever. I don't want to cry on video because that's lame. But I opened up to them and told them everything I was going through. And I remember seeing my parents cry because they felt bad for not knowing. I'm fine. But my parents, they felt bad for not knowing what I was going through. And I opened up and told them everything. Told them every intrusive thought, everything that I was keeping in for years. And it was honestly just like a relief. Like I felt like I felt better just by telling them. My parents, they were crying, and the psychiatrist told me that I had OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. A lot of people think OCD is like oh, I have to make sure everything's super clean, but that's not all what it is. OCD can come in different forms. Mine was like anxiety and intrusive thoughts. The psychiatrist, he told me I should start going to a therapist. We would have to travel an hour every day. I would go to a therapist and I told her everything. For the therapy, I wasn't really feeling better. I was actually starting to feel even worse because I was talking about it, and for so long I was just keeping everything in. And then I didn't want to go to the therapist. I was like, I don't want to talk about it because it was mentally exhausting. But that's what they said, you know, it has to get worse before it gets better. This is so hard to talk about. Oh my god, look how much I'm sweating. That's so gross, I'm sorry. My psychiatrist and therapist decided it was a good idea for me to go on medicine, a small dosage. Obviously, it didn't help right away at first because I was on such a small dosage, and they were like easing me into it. And then later on, I got into a higher dosage, and things started to get a little bit better. It wasn't where I was crying 24/7 every single day anymore. It was like a couple hours in a day were good, and then some days would be really bad. And then other times would be pretty good, and then sometimes it'd be like iffy, like it would change. And a couple years went by, and I would sometimes fall down into the really bad times where I would like be really depressed and like upset about so many different things. And all my OCD stuff would come out, and then other times it'd be a little bit better, and it just depended on like the day and the situation. I decided to go to a new gym because the gym I was at wasn't the best gym and I wasn't getting any better. So I went to this new gym, as you guys know, first class. My first day there, it was hard. I wanted to quit gymnastics. I was just like, you know what, I just want to be done because, you know, like my anxiety and OCD was taking over, trying to control my life. But my parents are not going to let that happen. And they told me, just try it and give it a week and see how you like it. And then after a week, I wanted to quit. My parents like, Mia, do you really want to go back to school? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go back to school. And then they're like, okay, well then you have to stay in gymnastics. It's either gymnastics and you're homeschooled, or no gymnastics and you go to school. So I did the homeschool program at first class. I was there like 8 hours a day. And at first it was a big difference. It was really hard for me. It started to get easier once I was comfortable with the people, once I started making friends. It was pretty good for a while. And while I was at first class, I had a bunch of up and downs. I had some really good times in my life, but then there would be other times where I'd be like at like the worst point of my anxiety. So it just went up and down, and it still does. Just so you know, the reason that I actually did quit gymnastics, that wasn't from my anxiety and stuff, I promise. That was because I wasn't loving the sport anymore. I wasn't having fun, and I wanted to do other things. So don't worry, I didn't quit gymnastics because of my anxiety and OCD. But anyways, that's just a little backstory of like the stuff I go through. And I'm still on medicine now for anxiety and OCD, and it helps because sometimes I forget to take it a couple days in a row, and that's obviously not good. And then I notice things start to get really bad where I'm worrying a lot more. And my dad came to visit like a couple months ago here, and I was having major like what ifs, what if that, what if this, intrusive thoughts that I couldn't get out of my mind, and I just wanted to go back home. I missed my dad. I had dogs, brothers, and you know, a bunch of stuff like that. For my worries right now, I'm not having as many intrusive thoughts. Of course, they still come, and then when they come, I get really like anxious and worried about them. But now my main thing that I worry about every day. I don't cry about it. This is like a different type of worry, which I like this worry better because at least I'm not crying all day and I'm not depressed. It sucks to have to think about, and it gets mentally exhausting, but the thing that I'm worrying about currently, right now, for the past like year and a half, that I think about every single day is eating. That is my thing that I'm worrying about now. I look in the mirror and I feel not good about how I look. And a lot of it's the OCD. The OCD, like the little person behind my head's telling me like, you're fat, you're ugly, you're gross, you need to get skinnier. I work out like crazy. But like I can't get any smaller or else like that's not going to be good and then I won't be healthy. And then like if I eat something and I feel like I ate too much, then I won't eat anything else the rest of the day and I'll be like really hungry and I'll be like, it's okay, just you'll eat a little bit tomorrow. And if I feel like I eat something too much, then it's all I think about all day. And I feel like I have to like confess to my parents like, this is what I ate, this is what I ate, and I have to like tell them what I ate and like that's all I think about. And then I have to like do an extra 30-minute workout because I ate too much chicken. Like seriously, I'm eating super duper healthy foods, but I'm so hungry. It's like I feel like I have to eat a lot of it. But my parents like, Mia, you work out like crazy. You have to eat a lot. But like it's like hard for me. It's like my therapist and stuff is worried that I'm gonna develop an eating disorder, which I kind of am struggling with right now. And it sucks because that's kind of the stuff I'm worried about right now. It's food, 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 food. All I think about is food. I'm hungry right now and I want to eat. My mom just made pumpkin pie, but I'm not going to let myself eat it. I'm just going to have like an apple. That really sucks. So that's just what I think about all day, every day. And if I didn't work out, which I didn't work out yet today, that's what I'm thinking about going through this video. I'm like, oh, you didn't work out today. You're going to get fat. You're going to get fatter than you are. And like, oh, it's so unhealthy to talk about, to like think about this stuff and like to be this way. It doesn't matter what you guys look like. It doesn't matter, but like that's just what I'm going through, and like it just sucks because all I think about all day is food and working out, and I like starve myself, and then I end up eating a lot because I was starving myself for a while, and then I feel guilty, and then I feel like I have to throw up, and then it sucks. And sometimes I just get so frustrated about like food and stuff, I just break down and like cry. Like I'm hungry. Ugh. I think I'm done talking about the eating portion. It's complicated and something I'm still working on right now. But please, if you guys are going through this stuff, either DM me or comment down below and share your experience, and other people can help you in the comments as well. I'll try to respond to you guys in the comments because I know if you're talking to someone about it, it can really help. If I didn't tell anyone and I still kept this in, I don't know where I would be today. I probably in a bad place. I'm honestly so lucky that I have the best parents. They know what I'm going through. They understand now. And it was really hard for the first couple years because they didn't know what I was going through and they were confused and they were getting mad at me like, why are you crying? And I don't blame them. But it's really great that I can talk to my parents now. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, me just sitting down, telling you guys, being real with you guys about things that I go through, and I really hope this helped you guys. If you are going through any of this stuff, let me know if you want me to talk more about this stuff in the future, or if you want me to just stick to my happy videos, because I'm good with making those too. Thanks for watching, and I love you guys.